Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. I am here with Mike Hall from MJH Art Studios. How you doing, Mike?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm all good for for today, all good.
All good for a Monday morning. That's for you.
For a Monday morning is fine, yes.
Yeah, the sun's shining outside. All good. Nice and autumnal out there. Um,
Absolutely it is, yeah.
so if we could just start off by getting to know you a little bit more about who you are, what it is you do, how long you've been doing it for, please, Mike.
Okay, so our business has been going probably as a fully grown up business for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we basically work with businesses to create bespoke art. There's two ways we do it. We do it or you do it. So
Hmm.
what we can actually do is work with business owners to get them to do the art as well. So we're branching out
Nice.
into more into workshops. So the
Yeah.
way it all started was a few years prior to the business becoming limited, etc. Was a few people saw what I'd done online and people going, actually, I quite
Mhm.
like that. Can we have some art in our branding colours? And with my
Yeah.
background in marketing, brand design, etc., it was an opportunity. And fast forward a few years' time now to where we are, that's what we do. But predominantly now we're starting to push workshops. So it's about
Brilliant.
really getting team members involved with it because it's one of those things that when you start doing it, it
Yeah.
helps you relax. And we
Yeah.
found
Yeah.
it an easier conversation to have with people about actually, do you want to work with your team rather than trying to sell a piece of art, which is always a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's the two sides to it. The kind of getting
Yeah.
people into their creative flow, I guess, and that's you helping people with that. I would guess there's a lot of passion, pleasure in doing that as well.
It's really good fun. But
Mm.
we get the usual, well, I can't draw.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
criteria is, can you draw a stick man? If you can draw a stick man, you're in. It's fine.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's certainly with the workshops that we do, it's not always about the art as such.
Mhm.
It's how we can get people connecting, get people talking, get people working together. That's the really important bit because it can be quite a leveler.
Mhm.
People don't necessarily want to go out on big away days or spend
Yeah,
time going out for meals. It's not to everyone's taste. But if we can
sure.
involve people where they can create something, whether that be for the business or it might be
Yeah,
something they can take home, it's just seeing them. It's all about positive, giving lots of encouragement.
yeah,
And people are more creative than you think.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like people will think, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, but give them the chance to do fact from fiction and realize, oh, okay, maybe I was thinking not when I should be thinking I can.
It's definitely a case of giving a few people pointers on
Yeah,
things. There's an artist that me and my wife collect, a guy called Mackenzie Thorpe, and he said, if you give a child a pencil, they'll draw your picture. If you give a teenager a pencil, they'll ask you what to draw. You give an adult
yeah,
a pencil, they go, I can't draw. So what's happened? It's that
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of fear of being judged, I guess.
sure.
So for us, it's just, we don't want any of that. It's about getting in, having some fun. And like I
Oh,
say, if we can get teams involved and talking with each other,
yeah,
it's really good. It's something different for them to do.
brilliant. Love that. So how well does anybody else do this first? Is this kind of a unique thing, or is there?
There are other businesses out there where you can all go and, I mean, there's a lot of prosecco and paint, or we've been approached with a paint and
Yeah,
pint, that kind of thing. Whereas
yeah,
you're doing the similar kind of thing. You're all following the same picture. But yeah, there are companies where you can go and throw paint around. We're just trying to come at it from a little bit different point of view. So whereas we don't want to go with any specific plans of saying you will do this,
mhm,
this is about working with the business owner or the team or whatever to say, well, actually, well, what do you want out of this? How can we make it unique to
yeah,
you? Because the whole business around what we set up was around creating unique pieces of art. So
mhm,
taking your branding, taking your logo, like the one you see behind me, how can we do
yeah,
that? Because your brand shouldn't stop at your logo on your business card and everything else. It's everything around you. So why not take that and put that on your walls and do various things
sure.
with it? And it's always a kind of that'll do sometimes.
Yeah,
We found something that kind of matches the cushions, but it's not quite right, but it'll do. Whereas
mhm,
actually we want to do it to make sure that you're getting a representation of your brand onto your walls. And if we can empower your team to get involved as well,
yeah.
then it works. It works really well.
So do some other businesses then end up with the artwork on their walls that their team have created with the
Yeah,
branding on? Is that kind of how it can work?
exactly that. We've just worked with a client in Castleford who are based on the River Calder, and so the team would create 18 canvases to go on that's now sat in their boardroom.
Excellent.
So everyone, and they had to talk to each other, they had to communicate with each other, so it matched up, and we
Yeah,
set it up purposely so they would have to talk. But yeah, they've got 18 canvases on the wall, and I was over there just recently, and the team were buzzing with it. In
Yeah.
fact, as soon as I walked in for this event, they said, "Mike, have you seen it? It's on the wall. It's on the wall." And they're like showing me with pride what they've created,
Yeah.
and it's really, yeah, it's really good. So absolutely, it's about that, and it's that I was involved in it rather than
Yeah.
something that's forgotten.
Brilliant. Yeah, yeah, kind of immersive, as you say. It's not
Yeah,
just, oh, there's a bit of art on the wall that has no sort of relevance to me really, other than I work here. But
yeah,
if you've created it, then there's a connection, isn't there?
exactly.
Brilliant. I love that. So, in terms of your journey as a business owner,
Yeah,
what's that journey been like? There's a couple of things come to mind. Obviously, you started out with one thing. You've ended up taking on sort of team work and workshops.
yeah.
You've been artist versus teacher, and owning a business as well. How's that business journey been?
So it goes back to about 1987 when I left college. So I spent 5 years at college over in
Yeah.
Blackpool, where I'm my neck of the woods.
Mhm.
I'm trained as a technical illustrator. So if you think about
Brilliant.
car manuals that you show cutaways of engines and gearboxes, that's what I'm
Sure.
trained to do, all by hand.
Yeah.
Ended up emigrating to Yorkshire from Lancashire to
Yeah.
work
That's
in a
county.
company. I have got two Yorkshire lasses, so I can't get away from that.
Good
So
opinion. Yeah.
so I worked for a company, and I was there for 30 years.
Mhm.
And we started off doing illustrations for David Brown tractors and so on. And through a conversation at pub, we started working with BT Mobile, which ultimately went through to O2. So we
Mhm.
worked a lot in the telecom sector, really doing sort of below the line marketing communications. So it was always technical communications, those kind of things. And then I got to 50 and thought, need a bit of a change.
Mhm.
Opportunity came up to start another marketing agency. So I grasped that, thinking, yeah, whatever, let's just do something different. And that became, that grew, where there was three of us in there.
Yeah.
And I was there for another sort of 6 years or so, and then just started painting, throwing things around on a canvas. Literally, it
Mhm.
started with, I said I'd do something for the house because I've got a new kitchen, and my wife's eyes just rolled as if to say, yeah, whatever. And I'm going,
Yeah.
like, trust me, it'll be fine. And that's how it started. So
Yeah.
I guess along the way, I ended up being MD of the first business, learned a lot, made a lot of
Mhm.
mistakes, things that looking back now, wish I'd never done or changed, or, the way you just learn things. And then
Yeah.
learned so much in the last business, about, because we were literally starting that from scratch. And then so it was a fairly easy transition in setting this business up because you knew what you had to do. You
Mhm.
still got to do
Yeah.
everything. You've got to do the marketing, you've got to do the finance, you've got so many hats on. So that's how the journey progressed. And I guess as you get older, you get more confident, you understand
Mhm.
people better. And so the decisions you make and do become a little bit easier. But, the
Yeah.
biggest thing is having the right people around you.
Yeah.
That's been absolutely vital.
Fantastic. We'll touch on that in a bit. We'll go into
Yeah.
biggest lessons. But just to
But
kind
I,
of
but
say,
I
go
could
on.
never envisage delivering workshops, you
Yeah.
know, 35, 36 years ago. That I thought it'd been potty. But I think your things change as you get older, and actually
Yeah.
really, really, really enjoy doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a journey that you go on, and I think you, given the opportunity, you come back to what is sort of truly within your heart, so to speak, more sort of
Yeah.
purpose-driven work. But
And
you have to go on the journey to
I think you
learn that.
just touched on what you said there. It's taking the opportunity.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity and thinking, right, well, I'm getting to when I'm 60 next year, and you're just thinking, right, okay,
Mhm.
let's take the opportunity and do it. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
So it's about grasping it and going for it, and not thinking, I wish I'd done that.
Brilliant.
You
I
know,
like
so that's the way I've always looked at it. And I think when I was younger, my glass was more half empty.
Yes. Yeah.
Now it's certainly the other way
Yeah.
around.
Oh, full. That's
Yeah,
experience
absolutely.
talking.
It is.
Um,
That's why I've got the grey hairs.
so what are the challenges and opportunities ahead for you where we are today? What are you looking at in terms of where you'd like the business to go?
So definitely the focus to be on the workshops. That's something we definitely see where there's opportunities. I think with the workforce that's coming through now, it's not always about the big bucks and the money. They want the more of the balance that companies can offer, and they can offer different things. And I think also business owners are more aware that they have to do different things to keep the team and the staff. Um, and given the current economic climate, things like buying a piece of art isn't I need it now. So it's
Mhm.
not it's a considered purchase rather than a, oh yeah, let's go and do it.
Yeah,
Whereas if we can time with the wellness, with certainly with some of the companies, they tend to focus with some of that on their budget. So there's
sure.
probably there will be more opportunities to do that. It's about the challenges of just getting in front of the right people and having those
Yeah,
conversations. And maybe the conversation go, well, it's not for now. Let's chat in 6 months. Let's chat. And so
yeah,
you've got to keep those going. But that's the, just got to keep pushing through it. It's got to
yeah, yeah.
keep going.
It's the same for a
Um,
lot of businesses.
100%, yeah.
Mm.
I do a lot of networking. I speak to a lot of business owners, and there's a lot of saying a similar kind of thing at this moment in time. So it's about, you know, keeping the positivity, but at the same time, we're doing things and we're collecting case studies, we're collecting testimonials, we're partnering with people where we can add value to their proposition. So it's
Yeah,
not just about us. How can we partner with people to bring their proposition to the fore and also add value to what they're doing? So as long as we can add
yeah.
value, then that's the key thing for us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in terms of some, say, business owners or leaders, say they know that it's the wellness angle or having people that are engaged within their workforce, but they don't necessarily know how to deliver that. So people like yourselves being able to come in and do that without them having to think about it too much
Yeah,
and engage in it themselves so they actually have a better relationship with their team at the same time. I think that's becoming really, really important, especially if
it
people
is.
want to
Yeah,
work
we've
somewhere.
just done a workshop with a client, and one of the feedback we got from her was the team said it's nice to feel engaged and be part of something. So
Yeah,
for them to say, actually, yeah, for you to take the time and do something like this with us, we really
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. It's often undervalued that, but once you experience it, you realize, blimey,
Yeah.
we need to do more of this.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you can change. I mean, we know various people who can, we can do the art. I know people who can go and do singing. They can go in and get a team singing and make a choir.
Yeah,
So it doesn't have to stop. It's just about thinking a little bit outside the box and getting companies
sure.
who are prepared to go, "Well, actually, yeah, let's try it. Let's give it a
Yeah,
go."
good stuff. So, what would be your biggest lesson then? You mentioned about having the right team, people along the
Yeah,
way. Is it
100%.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's about having someone in your corner or lots of different people. I mean, I've built up a great network over the years. I've
Mhm.
been working, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific. So it's people who you can talk to open and honestly, and they'll tell you as it is. But
Yeah,
having, a great accountant behind you, having just people other business owners who've been there and got the t-shirt, and
yeah,
networking with the right people as well, because it's only through networking you feel that other people have got the similar kind of challenges,
yeah.
and that makes you feel better. But it's about finding people who've really got your back, who can
Mhm.
really support you, and there's never a daft question.
Yeah,
There's never. I think going back when I first started doing the whole, and I sort of turned into more of the MD role. I used to think that you had to sort everyone's problem out, and asking for
yeah, yeah,
help or whatever is a bit of a maybe a shout. I don't know, maybe a sign of weakness or something like that. But actually, it's
sure.
the best thing you can ever do. And people like yourselves,
Yeah,
business coaches, you've just got to have someone who's got your interests, but will challenge you and say, "Hang on a minute, that's a bit of a daft idea." Or have you thought about this? I mean, I go
yeah,
into schools and I would do the young enterprise program with students, and I've done that for about 7 years and love it. And they grab these great ideas and you go, "Have you thought about that?" And they just go, "Ugh." And as business owners, but with what we're doing, we're so close that we're just focused in what we're
yeah, yeah,
doing. We don't
yeah.
take that breath to go, "Hang on a minute." We do it for everyone else. We do it for other clients. Have you thought of this? Have you thought of that?
Yeah, there's a
Do we do
show
it for?
that goes on outside, but
Do we?
inside
Yeah.
it's quite.
Do we do it for ourselves? Nah. No, we don't.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. But yeah, as you
It
say,
is 100%.
yeah, people there to question you through the right reasons,
Yeah.
to look at things differently,
Yeah.
can often bring the change that moves you forward quickest, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly
uh,
that.
there's a quote that I heard the other day, which I really, really like, was what you don't know is more important than what you do know.
Yeah.
Just kind of, if you take that into everything, just it's
Yeah.
open-minded. It's like, yeah, I'll just keep on learning things.
I
I'll just
think it's
keep on,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, we've had teams of copywriters, we have web designers. That's why you have these people around, because you want to tap into their expertise, because you can't do everything. It's impossible.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. And you said it comes back to then having team players or people around you that can do
Yeah.
the things you aren't necessarily born to do.
No, exactly. I'm very fortunate. I've got another lady called Nikki who works alongside me. She's another
Yeah.
marketeer, but also another artist. And we've known each other probably for coming up for a, sort of 18 months. And she's been driving the workshops, but having someone else to bounce something off and go, what do we think about this? It is
Yeah.
just really, and that's when you're flying solo, that's the thing you kind of miss. You
Yeah.
know, having so that I'm really fortunate with Nikki, that, you know, someone like Nikki who I can talk to and we can work things through together.
Brilliant. So what is it might sound like a daft question, but in
No,
terms of so there's no such thing as a stupid question. The inspiration for what you do, what is that in your own words, the kind of reasons that you're doing it?
I've come to realize more. Actually, I really love being around people. I
Mhm.
love this whole thing about helping. I think one of my biggest drivers, I love to help people.
Mhm.
That's it. I can't help myself to help. I can't help but help, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's quite,
yeah,
you know, it doesn't, no matter what it is or what I hear, I love to be able to help or say, I don't, you know, do you need it or can I put you in touch with someone else? So I think that's the
yeah,
reason.
yeah,
And seeing people, I mean, I've coached the badminton and done various other things, and it's just helping people and passing value on and helping. I think that's the biggest thing that I get out of it.
brilliant.
You know, doing the art's great and it's good fun, but actually helping others and seeing how they can grow and seeing someone's face when they created something, you know, and they see it on, you know, and the
Yeah,
client comes back to you and said it's been the best thing we've done, we loved it. Yeah,
yeah,
you can't put a price on any of that kind of stuff.
nice. Yeah, it's having that sort of breakthrough moments for people
Yeah,
when they overcome something that they didn't know they had a challenge with, or they thought they did and couldn't do,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah, exactly that.
Nice. So, in terms of you being 18, going back in time and offering
Yeah,
yourself a piece of advice, starting out, what would that be?
I think take more risks, take
Yeah.
more, you know, take more. It was funny when I was 18, I was suddenly fairly quiet. My biggest change came when I was 19 because I got the opportunity to go and work abroad.
Mhm.
So I kind of up sticks and went through my college course. I spent 9 months living in Holland and working out there, and that did change me because I never lived away,
Yeah.
never travelled abroad before, never lived on my own.
Yeah.
That was it. And I think telling me, so it take the opportunities. I think I stayed first job I was there. I probably stayed too long, but it's one of those things where you get comfortable, had a young family and everything else. Um, I think it's about taking more, you know, calculated risks and opportunities when they're there because, you know, at that age, yeah, you've got loads to fall back to if need be.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely agree with that. Thank you for that share.
No,
Uh,
no, pleasure.
so as we wrap things up then, in terms of coming towards the end of the interview, is there any latest news about what you're up to that you'd like to share, or even if it's a case of website, contact details, people?
Yeah, I think we really want to shout about the workshops we're doing, which can be individual. We have people come work with us one to one. We
Yeah,
can work with charities or groups. So we've done things with candle lighters. We've done some with the wellbeing charity where we go in and work with their, you know, just
sure.
individuals or, you know, working with clients, companies. So it's really pushing the workshop side of thing. But everything can be found on our website, which is mjhartstudio.com on
Fantastic.
there. And it's pushing, yeah, it's just getting the message out about the workshops. And we're also looking to develop an online one as well. So we've already got interest in that. So if there's any companies out there who think actually we need something from our remote teams, then we'd love to talk to you because we'll actually send out a box of creative stuff.
Yeah,
Not giving too much away, that then we can get you all
yeah.
together and start drawing and creating. So that's one thing we do want to push. Yeah,
Excellent. We'll share the link in the copy underneath
perfect.
the video and we share it out so people can get in touch. Mike, it's been a
Lovely.
real pleasure talking with you. Thank you
No,
for
thanks, Mike. You
sharing
too.
that. Cheers and all the
You're
best for the
welcome.
future success of the business.
Thank you.